Spirit of fire, come to us. We will kindle the fire. Spirit of fire, come to us. We will kindle the fire. Spirit of fire, come to us. We will kindle the fire. We will kindle the fire, dance the magic circle round. We will kindle the fire. We will kindle the fire. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Tuesday. It's January 28th. Hold on, I want to make sure I'm not kindling a little too much fire here. It's January 28th, and we are just a few days away from Imbolc. Sorry I'm a little late. Like, my little baby had a meltdown. My almost 19-year-old had a little meltdown this morning. She's super sick and had to go to work, and you know how that is. So we had a little moment, but I'm settling down now. It's no big deal. She's got a sore throat. She's got a virus. You know, she works with kids. That's what happens. Hey, Jessie. Hey, Kieran. Hi, Shawneen. And Tamara's here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So I want to talk about this kindling of the sacred fire. And today, I got to tell you, this is going to be more a morning cards about process rather than a prescription. I am going to pull some cards, but I want to talk to you a little bit about the process, because Sunday morning tea and tarot was such a big message. And the first card out was the beautiful Ancestors card, you know, always taking me right back to like ritual, journeying, doing the work on the astral plane, you know, at Imbolc. It just is. I would encourage all of you to like read up on it if you're interested. But whatever your lineage, we had these two cards to contend with. That Ace of Bows reversed, that Ryan and Matthews named the Spark of Life. And then we had this King of Bows, the Adder, reversed. Now, if you look at this card, you know, a lot of people talk about snake mating rituals, but adders are actually very aggressive snakes, you know, and they fight with each other. And when that kind of contest, if you listen to Brene Brown, you'll hear the difference between competition and contest. So if you are sort of showing your best stuff, showing off a little bit to get noticed, that's very different than the corrupted competition and aggression that we feel. And a lot of times we feel this way, and it manifests in all sorts of ways. You might not have any toxic masculine qualities at all, but you might have some of the flip side of that. You know, you might be passive aggressive. You might be, you know, like Jimmy Carter, you might be sinning in your heart and causing yourself to feel bad. But anyhow, we're contending with this low, like our pilot light went out. And it makes us feel kind of crappy, and then we do crappy things sometimes. Or at the very least, I think them. But I do them. Like, I don't know. I'm just going to be honest with you. I do crappy things sometimes. I say snide remarks because I'm feeling crappy. You know, maybe I don't like punch somebody in the grill like a angry adder. But I do crappy things, and I bet you do too. And it's not to beat myself up about it. It's just to recognize it and say, oh, look, there's a symptom. You're doing that crappy thing again. Bet your pilot light's out. You know, that's all. That's all. We're human. So process this morning. What I did was I rounded up some old magic. And what I had, I don't know if I can show it to you very easily. I had a bunch of dried rose petals. Last early summer, we had a wedding party stay here, and they left behind all of these beautiful bridal bouquets. Like, I think that there was 3 or 4 of them with beautiful flowers. Not, you know, these were not like something you picked up at Aldi's on the way to the church. These were gorgeous, and they were just left here on my island in the kitchen. And I was like, geez, number one, the cheap Yankee always thinks, God, you guys are wasting a lot of money. But I deconstructed all the bouquets and I dried the flowers. And so I put some dried rose petals in here. Like the things that are so beautiful that we just lay down and leave as if they don't really matter very much. That was the symbolism for me. And then I have a branch that originally I took from a live apple tree at Weekend of the Witch. At the end of Weekend of the Witch, I heard you need a branch from that apple tree, and it has to be one with a fruit on it. So I did that. I listened. I asked Anaya's permission, and I asked the tree's permission first. But I got a yes, and I've had this branch, and I still had some leaves on it. So I took some leaves from Weekend of the Witch branch, and I crumpled them up, and I put them in here. And then I had a dried apple slice from Maiden. We did these kind of protection talismans with dried apples for Maiden, and I've been praying over it and asking for the magic to unfold. You know, there was the working that we did then, and how is it rolling forward to now? So it's the process today. So what do you have laying around? Erica, what do you have laying around? Dora, what do you have laying around that was old magic? And think of it broadly. You know, number one, I cleaned out my refrigerator the other day. To me, that is like, because I do a lot of cooking magic and I put a lot of magical energy into cooking. And so cleaning out the refrigerator was releasing old magic. I didn't know it then. I was just called to do it. But now I know. I'm clearing away. I'm cleaning the slate. So that is the start of the process this morning. And the only way you get to these processes, my friends, I'm just going to be honest here. You got to get up a little early in the morning or set aside some time during the day. For me, I have to get up a little earlier and I have to spend some time with the guardian of my soul. I have to make that commitment to myself so that I can hear the message. And I haven't been doing that for a while. So I rounded up this old magic, what called to me. And then I pulled, I'm going to get choked up today, just for sure. So it's coming. And then I was like, who's the goddess of the sacred flame? It's Bridget. And Bridget was the patron goddess of my teacher, Thea. Yeah, see? So, you know, some of you guys might know I've been rocking and rolling with some family crap right now. Nothing that's personally happening to me as much as, you know, my kid has been struggling since September. My wife's been struggling since early October. And I'm like, yeah, this is just swirling around me. It doesn't have anything to do with me. I lost my teacher in September 19th. Thea moved out of her physical body and she crossed over. And I'm sure right now, she is holding hands with Bridget and saying, Jesus Christ, I didn't think you were ever going to listen to me. So anyhow, that's how I got to my goddess. Bridget is the goddess of Imbolg. It was turned into St. Bridget's Day as everything was Christianized. And St. Bridget's not a bad gal. My middle daughter's been home and she keeps saying ladies all the time. And I'm so not used to hearing women called ladies. But St. Bridget wasn't a bad lady. So that's how I got to my goddess. I pulled this out of Megan Watterson's Divine Feminine deck, just because I knew that she had Bridget in her deck. And then, can I just tell you though, process. You don't have to copy any of this. I bet you don't have the same magic laying around that I do, because you did your thing over the last, 6 months. 12 months. But I was reading through some of the Tarot for Real Life stuff this morning. And somebody was Amanda Marceau was talking about Skemet. I don't know how to say it properly. I'm not up on my Egyptian goddesses, I gotta say. And that was in the Divine Feminine deck as well. Here she's called the Red Lady. Amanda was talking about her connection to the loom and weaving, because remember in Tea and Tarot on Sunday, we had that wheel card show up and we talked about the great loom of life and karma. So I pulled her out because Amanda mentioned it, and people have just been posting little things about their process. Somebody posted a dream that they were having and asked for interpretations. I have been dreaming the last few nights about making fundraising calls at an old organization that I worked with. Like really the last 3 nights in a row, I have dreamt about this. And let me tell you, as was then and as is now in my dream, I was dreading making those calls. I just always felt super awkward about it. No matter how nice people were, I just felt awkward about it. And I think that's something to take into contemplation for me. So what could be your process? What is the energy that's calling to you? Maybe go back and re-watch Sunday Morning Tea and Tarot. And as we're talking about the call of the ancestors, and then the feeling like your sacred flame is dwindling, and that maybe you've got some behaviors going on right now that you're not really loving about yourself. It could be that you've got other people in your area doing that aggressive bullying vibe. Sure, absolutely. But I'm telling you that when you are only pointing to other people and saying, that's why I feel like shit, that's why my pilot light is out, you're missing half of the opportunity for connection with your guardian. You're missing the opportunity to look within and say, where am I in this situation? Where am I in this energy, right? So I just wanted to pull a couple cards. I haven't pulled any cards, and honest to goodness, these might be cards for me and not for you this morning, but again, I want to talk to you about the process. I don't know what's going to come through. I have been with my guides a lot this morning. But so I just wanted to say, where am I in this? And how do I rekindle my sacred flame? That's my question. That's my question that I added on to my process. And I'm going to call in the guardian of the sacred flame, the keeper of the chalice well, the goddess, the maiden. Right now, the crone is handing the keys to the maiden at this point in the year. Everything is pregnant with possibility, all right? We've got to rekindle the sacred flame. So I wanted to say, where am I in that? Where am I in that? And keeping with my whole lineage ancestor journey, I popped out the Druidcraft deck today. So really, like, this might just be for me, but what do you want to do? Remember how we say, do a thing? Today's a day to do a thing. Do a thing. And I cut that Two of Swords reversed. Darlings, you can't make this shit up. You just can't make this shit up, okay? Because here it is from Sunday Morning Tea and Tarot. Two of Arrows, Injustice, reversed. And here we have the Two of Swords, reversed from the Druidcraft deck. Now, the Two of Swords is that, you know, precipice of the decision, the choice, okay? And when it's in reverse, you could look at, I could look at, what choices am I resisting? Well, certainly I've been resisting a little bit of my own grief work, and being able to communicate with Thea in a different way, because I'm sort of pissed that she's dead in the physical realm, because I enjoyed her quite a bit. And she taught me every goddamn song I know, including the one I sang this morning. But this is like, you know, sometimes you just don't know the right choice, right? You just got to do something. You just have to walk out there on faith. When I am doing my process, I know I'm going on a little bit this morning. You're just going to have to put up with it. I haven't done morning cards in a while. I have these little key cards that I printed out years ago from Bridget Esselmont, Biddy Tarot. And I believe you can find them there. They're not the traditional Rider-Waite cards anymore. They're her deck, which I like. So if you go to, this is why I like this tool. If you go to the Suit of Swords, there's just a little tiny blurb for the two upright and the two reversed, okay? So what does it say about the Two of Swords reversed? Is indecision, confusion, information overload, you know? Like, we're in Aquarius season, element of air, you know, a season of the intellect and of figuring things out. And it's reversed, you know, and it's like right now, it's confusing. I don't know where this is going. I don't know why I was called to gather these items today. I don't know why I was called to clean out my refrigerator on Sunday. I don't know why Bridget came to me today on the heels of somebody else posting about Skemet, you know, a deity they had worked with when they were in a precarious place. So it just weaves together. This is what we talk about. When I say perfect love and perfect trust, this is what I'm talking about. Just knowing that the love is so perfected on the astral plane that I don't have to understand every goddamn thing about this situation. I don't have to understand why people are doing what they're doing. I don't even have to understand really why my pilot light is out. I just have to rekindle the sacred flame. That's my business today. You know, I'm not in the blame business. I'm in the flame business. Okay? I love you. I love you. I'm going to see who's here. Dora's here. Alexandra's here. Melody's here. Ooh, Jai, hi. Welcome to Morning Cards. Mary Jane is here. Hi, hello. And Amy's here. She came and snuck in while I was singing a song. Hi, Mandy. Hi, Shanine. What do you guys think about this? Do you have a process that's calling you? Andrea Rose, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Dee Dee, my sis. Hello. Hello, Nithya. Good morning. Hey, Samaj, it's magic in the making and being led by spirit, right? I'm telling you, that's what it's about. You don't have to figure it out with your big brain. You just don't have to figure it out with your big brain. In fact, you might not speak some of the languages necessary with your big brain. I guess you're going to have to trust your big heart, okay? I guess you're going to have to trust your big soul. And I guess I'm going to have to do those same things. So it might be good if we hold each other's hands today. It might be good if we share our practices, our processes today. What do you do? Or what did you used to do that you got away from? What did you forget was super helpful in kindling your sacred flame? What did you forget? It's okay, you just forgot. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person. 28JAN20, look him up. He is a Buddhist teacher from California. He talks about how he wrote this book called The Core Wound of Unworthiness. And he talks about the difference between Eastern and Western philosophies. Whereas Western philosophies tend to want to say, this is the fault. You are at fault. You did this, blah, blah, blah. Whereas Eastern philosophies tend to think, oh, that was just a mistake. Like, that was just a mistake. I guess I'll do this different thing now. You know, it's all part of my learning. So there's lots of breadcrumbs on the trail right now, my friends. The breadcrumbs from hermiting season. And they might like take the form of ashes, really. They might look like charred breadcrumbs. Those burnt bits from the bottom of the toaster, that's what they might look like right now. But they're still like, you got to follow them. Follow the trail. Okay, so over in Tarot for Real Life, I really want to hear about what you're remembering, what old magic you need to revise, revamp, reuse, repurpose, how you're going to rekindle, how you're going to get your pilot light repaired, and lots of need some retreads. I want to hear about it. So do a thing. Do a thing today, okay? All right. I love you. I love you. I love you. Let me tell you about a thing I'm doing. Completely different subject, but you know, I wanted to do a segue there. I'm doing Celtic cross spreads right now for $66. And you can get them any way that works best for you. So if you're a person who likes an email reading, when I do my email readings, I actually do a slideshow, a Google Slides document. So you have a printout. People who like hard copy printout stuff, that might be for you. I'm doing Zoom meetings, so face-to-face via the interwebs. I'm doing in-person Celtic crosses here at my SpiritWings space. What other way am I doing them? Oh, phone. Some people like, you know, like I have a client who has a little baby and doing Zoom meeting doesn't work for her. So we do phone and I send pictures of cards afterwards. However you want it, you can get it like that. So private message me if you're interested. And we are going to be doing a little webinar on February 15th if you want to learn a deeper process for the Celtic cross that's in almost every deck and guidebook I've ever looked at. So anyhow, that's what's on the horizon for me. I want to hear about your process. So get your ass over to Tarot for Real Life and show us what you're doing. Show us your stuff. All right. Happy Tuesday. I'll see you soon.